Keith, but we back. Um, gonna start this thing all over. Shad, introduce yourself, brother.
All right, man. Rashad Spencer. For those who follow any of the GI Joe Facebook groups, I'm responsible for doing the GI Joe versus posts. When I first started collecting, getting involved with the groups, there was a lot of negativity surrounding the different lines of GI Joe. A lot of the fans were doing a lot of bickering and infighting, and I just thought that was lame. So I made those posts to try to improve the camaraderie and so our teammates would get familiar with characters that maybe they didn't grow up with when they was collecting GI Joe or whatever. So through that, met Lonzo and a lot of other great people, man. In the custom world and the collecting world, and we're having a good time, man.
Okay, that's what's up. We like to start it off with letting the people know what all lines are you collecting right now.
Currently, I am only collecting GI Joe classified. If you would have asked me that maybe 3 years ago, I would have told you Star Wars Black Series, DC McFarlane, and GI Joe classified. But GI Joe started ramping up, so Pockets, had a meeting with me to tell me, hey, listen, you gotta make a choice. So I chose GI Joe, and that's where we at. That's where the focus has been.
All right. What was one of your very first figures as a child that you can remember? Your very first action figure as a child.
Um, My very first action figure as a kid was probably a Kenner Star Wars figure from back like, the original Star Wars trilogy. They didn't have full articulation, super long battle grip, the Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, the lightsaber was already in their arm. You pushed the little thing that came out their hand, so
Mhm.
pause. So,
Yeah, I remember them. I remember them. They looked crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
they
that
looked
was
amazing.
yeah, that was probably my very first figure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who all started you to collect, or who all or what all started you to collect an action figures? What got
Man.
you into it?
Uh I mean probably just being a kid watching cartoons and seeing commercials, nothing different than anybody else. Most likely I'm gonna say I was probably walking in the store with my grandparents or something and maybe saw it for the first time. I really can't say what started me collecting as a kid. But yeah, it's probably something along those lines, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
What can you say that collecting action figures does for you emotionally?
Oh man. I mean, it's just an escape, anything that I collect, whether it's comics, uh action figures, used to collect sneakers for a while, or hoard sneakers, whatever the proper term is. I mean, it's just an outlet to escape all of the BS and stuff from the real world, You have some peace, you can vibe with people as like-minded
Hmm.
individuals
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you can nerd out. I got a set of friends that they heavy into sports. They're not heavy into action figures. So, my action figure conversation can only go but so far with them, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So I can yeah, so I can always hit you up and we can talk
oh yeah,
yeah, forever
sure.
in the day about it. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the things, man. It helps you out emotionally. I always say that no matter what you're going through, action figures are it's almost like escape. You know what I'm saying? Escape. It's definitely an escape from the reality. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely an
Yeah.
escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely escape from
You
it
can
when
let
I
your
get.
imagination run wild.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
does that. If you had to get rid of all your action figures,
Boy.
if you had to keep one, which one would it be?
Hey man, you really gonna ask me that? If I could only keep one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I ain't gonna lie, dude. It's gonna be between Probably that Nemesis Enforcer, man. The classified Nemesis Enforcer, dude. And I
Is it
never thought I was gonna like it that much, man.
okay?
But dude, I'm talking like every night for like 3 weeks. Like I had that bad boy out, So that's the longest that I had, like as far as playing with a figure as an adult, like 3 weeks in a row.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's crazy. I never
yeah,
touched it.
yeah. That
Um,
joint's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Like
That
that.
one, or maybe the Serpentor.
Mm,
Yeah, something like that. I would keep one of those.
mm,
Got to be a villain.
that's crazy. Man, I
Yeah.
see. Like I said last week, it'll be my Walter Payton, man. It's sentimental, but
Oh
that's
yeah. Well, you made that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah, that got
that,
sentimental value for way more than
yeah.
one reason.
That's right.
Sweetness.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nice figure. I need to make another one. You know what I'm saying? Just for I guess somebody else can experience the niceness of the figure because it man it elevated my collection. I mean, for real, I need to make one for sale. Let's go and get to the grits and gravy. The real questions. You introduce yourself. Everybody get a
All
feel for you. How you
right.
is with the where you at with it. Let's go and get to it.
All right.
What's the difference in 'cause, we here to educate. That's what this show is about. What's the
All right.
difference in what your line of work? Your other line of work. So we're gonna ask you, what's the difference in casual collecting and casual buying, like a person and collecting? What's the difference? In casual buying, a person just casually buying, and the person that's collecting, like you doing, you're collecting. And you work
Was
at a shop. Like
right.
so you work at a shop, so you see the difference. Explain it.
Right. Right.
Let you have a
Right.
flow.
Okay. So um the collector is a different mind state. You have certain collectors like our boy Philly Field. He is a completionist when it comes to G.I. Joe. So that means he wants number 0 through whatever number they're currently at. He has to get every single figure. That is his
Hmm.
focus right now, right?
Hmm.
Um, I'm not a completionist collector. I collect the figures that I like, that, some of them have a nostalgia connection, but then some of them are just dope. And I just imagine them in different like, little battle scenes or whatever, and then I just
Hmm.
start collecting them like that. That's how I got into troop building them. So I would say the difference between that and the casual buyer, they may grew up with G.I. Joe and they just waiting for Cobra Commander to come out. So they're
Hmm.
gonna buy Cobra Commander, then they may not buy anything else. Or they may just buy figures that they were familiar with, but they're not really collecting the line. I wouldn't classify them as collectors. They
Hmm.
buying a couple figures to set up on their desk at work. There's no knocking them. They
Yeah.
still get respect, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, they're not on the hunt. They're not pre-ordering. They're not trading in old figures to get new figures. The game with that. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see more casual buyers that you at the shop pretty much every day? Do you see more casual buyers or collectors? Like what is you like really dealing with? Because you deal with it all. You see
Well,
it all.
dog, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm at the premier number one action figure
Oh,
retailer
oh.
in Tidewater. So Yester Toys, 757 on Instagram and Facebook. We also got Yester Toys 2, I believe 757 as well. We're all on Facebook and Instagram. So if you are an action figure collector, we are the primary hub that you are going to check with as far as getting I would say newer action figures and things like that.
Hmm.
There are other spots around town, but we are the premier headquarters when it comes to getting different action figures. So the type of customers that we got serious collectors. Like I joke around and say, the average age of the kids that shop at this toy shop is 40 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're not playing. They want what they want and they coming to buy. They're not coming to the window shop.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm usually rubbing elbows with true blue hardcore collectors, I would say.
I understand that. So
Yeah.
how do you tell? How do you tell when something is worth buying?
Well, the first thing is I'm not going to act like I'm versed in every single line of toy and action figure. Some things I'm
Hmm.
familiar with, of course, Transformers, GI Joe, He Man, Star Wars. I know certain things, certain elements about those toy lines that I know the value of certain figures. But when you don't know, you got to ask someone more experienced. Like one of my teammates that may work at the shop or eBay. You know, what is this? What did it recently sell for in the past 3 months? When is the last time someone purchased it? Did the pricing appreciate or depreciate? eBay will answer all of those questions for you. And if you're not familiar with what the person is trying to sell, then you got to look it up like that. So, it could be in mint condition, it could be an awesome figure, but if ain't nobody bought one in 2 years, most likely it's not going to sell in our shop. So that's one thing. But it's also supply and demand. If it's
Okay.
on fire and people keep walking in asking for it, to keep calling, hey, somebody walk in with one, definitely. We offer cash and store credit and trade.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's I can see that. But
Yeah.
then it's a good one. Everybody probably gonna want to ask you. In your
What's
line
up?
of business, what is the biggest deal that you seen or was in the middle of? Like the biggest deal that you seen or was in the middle of?
Dude, I'm always walking in on somebody just sold 100 transformers or something crazy, like mint condition, never been opened, inbox, like I, um the biggest one I've seen, man, it was kind of heartbreaking though, because it was one of my homeboys. So he got caught up in the furloughs and the government layoffs, and unfortunately he had to sell his Transformers collection. And I'm not talking about Transformers you're gonna find at Target and Walmart. I'm talking about fans, toys. He's a serious, serious collector. Each one of the figures probably 150, $200. Fans toys make real
Yeah,
serious
they do.
third party Transformers. And
Hmm.
he was about to lose his career, man. So, he sold his collection. I was involved with that. Oh, and then there was this one guy, man. I ain't gonna front, man. It may
Come on
sound
with it. They
crazy.
want to hear this.
Dog, listen, the dude had a medical issue and they were going to have to amputate his foot and he didn't have enough money for like the procedure. Dude, he had a classified collection that dwarfed mine. Like it was, he had 3 times much more classified stuff than I had. And he bought that stuff in, dude, man. I had to give him a hug, dog. I'm like, dude, man, I'm sorry. Because I know that was tough for him. The type of stuff that he had, and then he had multiple versions of certain characters. He's one of those guys that he'll buy one in box, and then he'll buy another one so he could take it out the box and play with it. You know what I'm saying? So I know that was tough for him, man. They had to sell his whole entire collection, like he had everything. So
Yeah, man. That's
usually I'm involved with something like that. You know, yeah, it kind of sucked.
Yeah, because man, I witnessed a guy. He had to sell his whole collection. It was pretty crazy. I'm gonna interview him soon, and
Right,
let people get a side of what the guy that had to sell his whole collection and having to come back. When you go like that, you sell your whole collection. You always gotta ask yourself, man, what was that next morning like for that guy when he woke up? You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
had to be like or the night that night because I've been in issues where I could to something that happened at work that I didn't
right.
feel right about, and at night I couldn't sleep at night. So I could imagine the caliber of sleep I would
Oh
have
man, think
had from
about
having to sell my whole GI Joe collection. Now my Marvel Legend collection, I ain't gonna really trip. I ain't gonna get on
right,
here front. Like it's huge,
right.
but I really wouldn't trip if I had to sell my Marvel Legend. Now if I had to sell my GI Joe, that's gonna do something to me.
Well,
'Cause
let's look at it like this. You, everybody that's tuned in or watches your videos, they can see your cases behind you, right?
yeah.
Now, what if you come home from work and them cases is empty, bro?
Man, yes, it would definitely. I mean, if it
That's
happened
that's
though,
that's that's devastating. I mean,
that's
of
it.
course, as an adult, you're gonna do what you got to do to take care of your
Oh,
family.
that's
Because
what it is.
my man with the Transformers, he broke it down. Um, his wife was like, man, she was crying. She was like, because I
Mm.
know that you really love this stuff. I mean, she knows that he really likes to collect. He was
Yeah,
like, well, he said, baby, I like my toys, yes, but I love y'all. You know, so I gotta make these choices as a man. I thought that was hard, dog. If I had some money, man, I would buy his collection back and give it to him for real.
yeah.
Yeah, I respect that. That was hard.
Yeah, cause man, I mean, 'cause they do so much for you. Like we said, like I said last week, man. Sometimes I could just come in here and just lay in the middle of the floor and just take it all in. I think
Mhm.
Ken said sometimes not touching your figures, just looking at them is good. You can take that in just looking at them
Yeah,
instead of touching them. Because sometimes I just lay down and just look at mine, and sometimes it just it's mind
right.
blowing how these figures can have the effect on you. It is, man, and I still can't figure out. I know it goes back to your childhood. Like I said, and I bet, man, when those guys have to sell their collections like that,
Yeah,
I bet it's like it's different. If you go through a hard time and have to sell it, it hit different. But if you
right,
go through a
right,
situation like when I sold my 21st Joes, I sold my 21st Joes saying more classifieds. I
right.
sold my Transformer collection saying more room for classified. So
Yeah, yeah,
that hit different. But when you
right.
doing that and it's like, uh, man,
Yeah,
that's
you
like,
get blindsided by life, and you
yes,
have to do
sir.
it.
You
Yeah, that's
have
that's
to.
tough.
It's real tough, man. But it's real tough. I know the guy that I know who did it. He did keep a few figures, and he kept the old school Ninja Turtles. He kept
Okay.
it old, but he let everything go, man. He'll be up next week, and he has a hell of a story for you. But
Mm.
being in the market of this GI Joe classified, and what we here for, which figure shocked you when it went up in price? That you said,
Dude,
whoa, that's that price? What figure shocked you?
man,
You the gotta ask. You are the
right,
gotta
right,
ask.
right now is low light. Like, I don't know what's going on with low light and GI Joe classified, but he's selling for $50 to $55 right now,
Whoa.
maybe even 60 sometime. Outback.
But at Outback, we've been talking about.
So those were the figures that kind of change in price.
All right. Which ones that you are predicting the future that's gonna go like that, that's gonna skyrocket?
Whenever they make globulus from
Mm, have a little technical difficulties. I think he froze up on us. Just wait for a little bit. See if he come back. Let me send him some. Get him back in here. We can get him back.
yo yo.
Yeah, you froze out, but you back now.
Yeah, man, I had somebody was
Technical
calling
dip.
me.
Hey, we live. This happens, man. Everybody understand. We ain't lose nobody, so we good. When the people
Yeah,
touch it, we good. Uh,
yeah.
you said Globalist when he comes out, huh? You think he's gonna be one of? But which one of the ones that you predict that's out already that's gonna shoot up? Like somebody that's out already that we can get, you think gonna shoot up?
That's currently already out.
Yeah, that you predict in the near future gonna shoot all the way up.
Could be Budo. It's definitely the Ghost Vipers because they didn't. I don't feel like they're accessible to everybody, and they sold out.
Yeah, here go another one of
Yeah,
them Ghost Viper guys.
yeah. They they're gonna be
Y'all,
expensive.
yeah, the guys that like the Ghost Vipers, man, I see that's y'all love them. Me, I keep it old school with my Vipers, man. I keep it old. Yeah, I brought me a Viper and put up here because I knew you was gonna say that. I keep it old school with my Vipers, man. I mean, them Ghost Vipers is nice, but and
Yeah,
I know they go with that new crystal ball. I know that they go together, but I'm gonna keep my Vipers old school, man.
Oh yeah. Well, it's about what you like. But I
Yeah.
feel like those
Mhm.
figures, because of the scarcity of the figure and how fast it sold out on Hasbro Pulse, yeah,
Mm,
they probably gonna shoot up in price in the future. Because a lot of people don't really understand what they are yet, and they haven't really taken a look at them in detail or matched them up with crystal ball, like you said, things like that. Once that happens, that's when it starts buzzing.
mm, definitely. I think
Yeah,
if you ask me who I think is gonna shoot up in price, man, there's a lot of dead stock that you don't see no more. Shadow Tracker, you don't see him no more. You can't pop in no shop and see him. Uh, what's that? There's a bunch of figures, man. That I feel like, man, Dusty's going up in price, bro. You know what I'm saying? We were just talking about that the other night. There's a lot of figures shooting up in price, man. There's
yeah.
a lot of them, man.
I ain't checked the price of Dusty in a little
Yeah,
while,
he's
but
went up, man. He was 15, $10 figure, man. He's going up. There's a lot of them going up, man.
mhm,
There are a lot of them, man. I don't think a lot of them. I mean, it's
yeah,
hard to predict. All I can tell somebody is, from me collecting all these years,
right,
keep some in the chamber because you may have some that's gonna be like crazily worth because you get new collectors every day. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Keep some in the chamber because you might have some really worth some. Keep some in on card. I have several figures that I think on the Spider Wolf figure.
yeah.
I could see him going up. That Spider Wolf. Uh,
Wolf
yeah,
Spider, Night Force.
yeah.
Hmm.
See him doing something. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked. Helix, she was like dead stock, and now all of a sudden she's cheap and you can find her anywhere. I've bought a
Yeah,
couple lots and I look up, you got helixes, and I bought the last two lots I had helixes in there, and that was
right,
crazy.
right,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that was real crazy. Cause I never thought that she would be there like that. And that leads right into the next question. Since you started seeing Joe's G.I. Joe classifieds come through to now, what is the change in the marketing of the G.I. Joes that you didn't see
Um,
from the beginning to where we at now?
the fan events, they really like fuel the craziness of the GI Joe fan base in a good way. Like when they do the name only reveals or the renders and things like that, or they'll just do a sneak attack figure out
Mm-hmm.
of nowhere, like they did with Budo. They never advertise or hinted at Budo, or a lot of times they'll make the covers of the boxes and they have an Easter egg in the background.
Yeah.
That has ramped up a lot since we started collecting classified figures. And like I said, it's in a good way. you
Mm.
know it just drives your imagination crazy in the Facebook groups. People are
Mm.
conversing about
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
usually
Definitely.
when they do one of those renders, I have a verses that I'll drop just to make the madness continue a little while longer. It's a lot of fun, man.
Well, for me, I've been down with it since they dropped. When I first came out, and I gotta tell on myself, I was 25th out. You know what I'm saying? All the
Okay.
25th, all the Pursuit of Code was 50th anniversary. I had all of them. When they first came out, man, I said I wasn't gonna do it. I said I wasn't
Right.
gonna mess with it. I want my Joe 3 3/4. And
Mhm.
then I seen that beach head, and I
Right.
was like, whoa. When I seen that Cobra Island's beach head.
Like,
And
that's
then
when
I
you
started
change.
clearing up this that Cobra Island beach head changed me. When I saw Duke, I wasn't impressed. When I saw Roadblock, I definitely. When I saw those Pursuit of Cobra line figures, that got me. That got my wheels to turning, and I got out there. But what I've seen has changed in the line since then. Oh, more, more better figures, more people getting drawn to the line. The more
Okay.
figures they coming out with, the more people seeing their favorite character and they jumping in the box. They jumping
Right.
in. I've
Right.
heard several interviews where guys said, "Well, I wasn't collecting Joes, and then I seen this figure, and they bought it." And then they
Right.
said, "I remember this as a kid at 6 inch." I've met people that's done that. I've met people that got out of classified Joes in the beginning and
Hmm.
jumped back in 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I know a guy.
nostalgia got a lot to do with it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's just like Star Wars and GI, but GI Joe, I have to give credit. They really throwing it out there. You know, you got all these good figures coming out. You got Big Lob. You got man,
Right.
man. All I can say is I'm pumped about it, and they keep throwing out real good figures. I mean, and I know they keep going out, throwing out in the hash labs. I haven't got my hand on one yet, but I know
Ooh.
you a guy that's got all the hash labs, and everybody want to know what's the best hash lab you think you that you got. Which one is the best? I haven't touched one yet. I'm finna get a his tank though, but I hadn't touched one yet.
Um, I can only say that his tank right now, because
Mm,
even though I have all of the HasLabs, I ain't that's the only one I put together. Like I'm really hurting for space, so I haven't even put my Rattler together or
yeah,
my Dragonfly together. I removed the figures and everything, but I can only speak to the his tank because that's the one I put together,
yeah,
and I
no,
fully kitted out. You know, I love the craftsmanship and they put into those HasLabs, the packaging, the
yeah.
everything. It's super dope, man. I can't wait for you to get one.
I know you're a big
Yeah,
half lab fan, man. What's your predictions? You in the you big into it. You know the question finna pop up.
let's
What's your
get it.
prediction is the next Hash Lab? I know you the Snowcat fan. You got one coming. What's your prediction
Hmm.
for the next one?
I'm gonna get two of them joints for real.
I know it.
Um,
What's your prediction for the next Hash Lab? And put it on record, man. It may, you say, hey, I said it. Go check the interview out. I said it first.
okay, I'm gonna say the Hydro Four because the HasLab traditionally are larger size vehicles, and
Mhm,
they've been going Cobra Joe, Cobra Joe. Now it's Cobra's turn, so it's a few vehicles that stand out. I'm not sure if they're ready to make the Night Raven yet. Um, I don't think that they are going to do like the Cobra Mamba or anything like that. Not right now. So I think the Hydro 4 is right down the alley. You know, they dropping the Hydro Viper. They got Cobra Eel. So they already got some aquatic type of
mhm.
soldiers. And they haven't had any aquatic vehicles yet. So I feel like perfect timing for the Hydro 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah. And I really
Me,
want that one. I ain't gonna lie, I want that one.
yeah, you never they I don't know. I hadn't really got into that. You've been talking me into getting some of them Has Labs. I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump in there, but I really ain't an Arctic guy like that, and I
Right.
have my own thoughts on what they're gonna do with that Arctic vehicle. So I don't know. I might get one. I might get one, but I'm definitely gonna get to his tank. But let's bring it on back to it's a good question because you in the marketing. Say a guy comes into in shop. Hey
Right.
man, I'm into these. I got $500.
Okay.
Can you steer me in the direction what I need to do with the get my Joe collection up? What figures would you tell him to get? What direction
So
would you
like a
take him?
starter kit, like where would I
Yeah,
would direct him to begin? The
yeah.
very first figure that I would tell him to
He's
get
only
would
got
be
500.
that's okay. I would tell him to get Major Blood. Start with that
Yes,
Major Blood figure right
yeah,
there because that Major Blood that changed the game for me.
yes,
And then
sir.
I would direct them to a troop builder after that. I would direct them to a Cobra Infantry or a Viper or a Eel or a Snow Serpent, any of those troop builders right there, because that's when you're gonna see the real value of the line. You know, when I was a kid, man, I couldn't afford a troop bill. You know, you get lucky to get one figure when you go to the store with your grandma or your mom or something like that. So I wasn't trying to collect. It never even entered my mind to collect five Snow Serpent. You know, and have a platoon of guys or a fire squad or something like that. But now, man, that's where it's at. So I will start with the Major Blood, maybe a Cobra Infantry or Valkyries or something like that. And then I would say get Spirit. because you want to get you a pet. You know how you want to have some pet soldiers, or that snake eyes and timber, or something like that. Naugahyde with with the wild boar. So I would direct them to do something like that.
Mm. Yeah.
And he got 500, so he can get a few figures. But I'm gonna tell him to get a vehicle, and he can get a mid-sized vehicle or something like that. So I would say, hey, get you that all striker or the vamp.
Yeah, you bump right into the next question.
Okay,
Which
all
one you
right.
think is better, the Vamp or All Striker?
Hey.
You put yourself right into it.
Um, I'm going to say the vamp
Mhm.
because even though it has a hitch, it makes more sense to pull those MMS rockets with a
Yeah, yeah,
vamp
yeah,
as opposed to a doom buggy.
yeah. That
You
makes sense.
know, now the all striker, I do like the fact that you can tailor it to fit two people or three people, and all
Yeah,
of that's
that's
cool.
nice.
But it's defensive capabilities, like you can shoot all through that joint. Like the vamp at least got some type of armor,
Yeah, you're right. So
you
you can
know.
shoot out.
So yeah, he can shoot all of it. Y'all not dodging nothing. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
forgot
go.
that. See, that's one thing I forgot about that kid man of mine. I didn't even think of
Mhm.
that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, he kind of armored up. You know, the Stinger got the most
Yeah,
protection as far as those vehicles, but I'll go with the vamp, man. And I
yeah.
like clutch. I like clutch better.
Yeah, yeah, Clutch is real nice. He's real nice.
Yeah.
But if I was to have to push somebody into the line, first thing I would tell them is get with Lonzo Wilkinson and get you a custom made of yourself.
Oh
That's the
yeah. Oh
first thing.
yeah.
I'm just joking. But
Definitely.
I would definitely tell them start off start off with some good guys. Get you some
All
good
right.
guys and bad guys, just like when you was a kid.
Right.
Get you a leader. Get you a Duke. First of all, get you a Duke, Scarlet, and Snake Eyes and Roadblock. First four
Yeah.
figures you need to get. That's the
Okay.
first four I would tell anybody get them. And you lean over, get you a Cobra Commander. That store depends on where you at. If you can get one, get one. But get you a Cobra Commander. I know it'll be like I will have to tell them you missed out. You really
Yeah.
did miss out on those
Right.
Cobra infantry troopers. But they got some. Get you a couple of those classified Vipers, and
Yeah. Oh, get you
get you
some
some.
bats. Get you some.
Get you a couple bats. They got the retro
Yeah.
bats out, so you're not gonna spend as much.
Right.
And get you some of those. They're not gonna be. And I would tell them they're not. Get you some Cobra officers. You're not gonna get
Okay.
the infantry because they
I
gone. So
forgot.
that's how I would fire them up, and then tell them
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can, as far as the vehicles, I would ask them where their money's at. So how much you got left? If you got $150, go with the all strike. If you got over because that vamp gonna bust them up bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
wouldn't
late in the
even
game.
tempt him to
Yeah.
go to the because I wouldn't want to discourage
Right.
him. I
Right.
say because he'll be saying I only get. I would try to make him stretch, and I would definitely tell him, okay, now I gave you a good starter kit, and when you go
Right.
home, only buy lots. Only buy lots. Don't
Hmm.
buy one figure at a time. When you search eBay, say I'm
Right.
locked with whoever you want. That way you can build your collection off the lots.
Yeah. That's
Don't
good advice.
buying one figure at a time. It's good if it's something that you want. Say I need I don't know. I need a mind bender.
Yeah.
Type in man bender lot. You may get a man bender and two troopers. Most
Yeah.
likely you are. When I was Iron Grenadier hunting and Destro hunting, I hit a lot. It had Destro and two Iron Grenadiers for like $50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was
You
just
can't beat that.
Destro hunting.
Was
I would
that
have paid
loose or they
20.
was new in box?
Oh, they were loose. But
Oh,
I just hit I was looking for Outbacks. And I put in Outback lots. I got an Outback lot with everything man on card. It was Recondo, Stalker, Outback, cert lots. I tell
yeah.
them that's what I would tell them. Lots, man. Don't go single because you go single, you're gonna get less for your buck. That's what I would
Right.
tell them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would definitely
Okay.
tell them.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotta do. I gotta. There's some honorable mentions too. I would tell them to get that scrap iron.
Yeah, that's a be nice, light,
The
cheap figure for them. Right.
yeah, that Cobra officer. I would tell them to get that road pig.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
catch him. I caught a
yeah,
road pig for like a 40,
yeah.
and you can catch him. But I would
Mhm.
definitely tell him hit. Let eBay be your last choice unless you buying lots. Search every day with Walmart and
Mhm.
Amazon because they throw different sales. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
People throwing sales. I would tell them. But that's what I would tell them. But we've been talking about this 3D printing, man. You see, you see, it's out there. This 3D printing thing, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
People
your
doing some
thoughts on
impressive
3D
stuff.
printing? We're just gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with, what's your general thoughts on 3D printing with these Joe vehicles? What's your thoughts?
Oh, it's cool. Me personally, I want to give. I'm very impressed with the classified design team, and I would like to see their rendition of vehicles before I order one 3D version. You know what I'm saying? I want because the reason I like classified is they update the original design
Mm-hmm.
and the colors and modernize it.
Mm,
So I want to give them a chance to to show me what the Thunder Machine looks like
mm.
before I come to somebody say, "Hey man, I want a Thunder Machine." They only can print me the one that I grew up with as a child. Now they
Yeah.
can scale it to fit the 6-inch figure, but I don't want that.
Mm,
I'm just being honest with you. You know, it's certain figures I do want nostalgia wise to be exactly like they were as a kid, like Recondo.
mhm.
I knew I didn't want a different Recondo. I wanted the original one. So it's figures like that that got sentimental value that I want like that too. But once I see what classified is capable of and how they upgrade the design on certain things, I want to give them a shot to make it first. Now, if they announce that they're not making a vehicle or they taking too long to make a vehicle, hey, I'm gonna order one of the Ramen Toys Mobat. So I'm gonna call it holler at a 3D printer to say, hey, make me a Mobat or make me a Mauler or a vehicle that we probably think they're not going to make. I would at
Yeah.
that point I would go, but I still want to give Hasbro a chance to show me. But I like 3D printing. I like what people are doing. They super talented, super creative, and they are really challenging Hasbro to come correct as well. So that's one thing I do like. You
Yeah.
know,
So what you see in the future with 3D printing? You think it's gonna be more 3D printers, more 3D
oh,
printing?
oh yeah. I think because the printers are going, the more people buy and create things, the cheaper they're going to get. The materials are going to come down in price, and people going to do their own thing as far as creating the things that they don't have access to or can't afford. And
Okay.
I think that's cool. Unless you until somebody steal Hasbro files and then make everything like that's kind of lame. But I hope that don't happen.
Hey, hey,
Yeah,
they do. Hey, I see it happening. I mean,
yeah,
they've been hacking. If they can hack a artist's
bro.
rap songs, they
How
hack
many?
the music, they hacking the clothes, they hacking the banks. I'm pretty sure one
How
of
many
these
data
days,
leak? How
yeah,
many data leak emails you done received about your
yeah.
banking institution
Yeah,
that
so yeah,
got
that
hacked
that, that
into?
I can see that
Or
happening. All you
right?
need is because with a 3D
Yeah,
printer, all he needs is the files. If he
yeah,
all he needs the file, it hooks up to his printer, it's gonna print.
right, right.
And it's not a lot of skill set with 3D print on that, but the resin you may need a little bit more skill set. But with that kind of 3D printing, man, they just print out. And the 3D printers now, which I got
Hmm.
a buddy that is educating me on this stuff. The 3D printers now, the ones he got, he said he's not even getting no failed prints no more. He said he hadn't had a failed print in years. But my thoughts on the 3D
So
printers,
technology is getting better.
yeah, and it's getting
Hmm.
better. That's why I was going to say my thoughts on the 3D printer. Okay, the reason, and this is some good game for some folks. The reason for 3D buying the 3D printer stuff. Okay, I bought three. I got like three or three. I got three vehicles here, and I got like two in the making right now. They got the Wolverine 3D print. They got two Wolverines out there. One's free, and
Yeah,
one you can pay like $20 for.
right,
Both both of them fit. Cover girl fitting them good. And like I always say, the 3D printers, some of the character figures fit better in those vehicles than some of the Hasbro. That's crazy. But
right.
I've got I got several 3D printed vehicles. The lines are not in there like it was back in the days. That was steering me away from 3D printing those lines. I don't. There's lines in there, but not like crazy.
Right.
Um, almost put you in the mind of a gridiron gun. You know what I'm saying? They're like
Right.
lines like that. Again, but I got the Wolverine. Beautiful. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I need to put a wash on it before I start showing it more. I got the Mobat, and I've told last week why I like that. Huge, man. That thing is huge. It's
Right.
nice. It's really, really nice, man. I no complaints about that. But my thoughts on why getting 3D printing stuff, two reasons, really three. The first reason, being a amped up kid, you want it now. You want it now. That's what a lot of us get
Yeah.
caught up. We
I
can't
don't
wait.
gotta wait. Right.
Yeah,
Want what I
Hasbro can't
want.
drop it.
Right.
Hasbro ain't doing it enough. I'll tell old boy to do it. And you have your vehicle in some cases, depends on the 3D printer guy. My guy turns them over in a week. He's
Yeah.
got four printers, high level, top of the
Yeah.
line. He turned them
Yeah.
over in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that Russian, and what really got me is I I tell people this. I want my I got the Thunder Machine when I was younger,
Right.
and I want my Thunder Machine. I want that same Thunder Machine as I wanted as a kid. Now hold up, I do want Hasbro new Thunder Machine, but I want to look back because I still got my old Thunder Machine from when I was a kid. I want to sit
No.
back and see a big Thunder Machine so I can reflect on my keyword childhood. So a
Right.
lot of 3D printers are always going to stay in business because people are going to want that
People want the
childhood.
nostalgia. They want the
Yes, the
nostalgia over
same.
everything. Right.
That's right. They want that same exact,
It's
you
another
know.
thing. It's another thing, not to interrupt you, but we talked
No,
about
get
this
your
too.
game out, man. Nothing but some knowledge. Come on out with it.
Yeah. Well, I might have stepped on your foot, but I
No.
know people that complain about what Hasbro is doing or not
Mm.
doing. Now you can shut your damn mouth and you can make your own shit. And you want to criticize them. Why don't you see how easy it is to do what you're challenging them to do? You can do it yourself. Spend your
Yeah.
own money, your own supplies, your own time,
Mhm.
make mistakes, think you got something
Yes.
perfect and then screw it up 20, 30 times. Like you don't see the process with Hasbro. You just looking for the end result and you keep giving
Yeah.
them unrealistic demands, no, you well do it yourself now and let's see
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
how you feel after that, so
Now you done open a whole new door. You don't even know you didn't open. It's like you done open a whole new room, door of a room. You
right.
could. We were going left. You done went to a whole new auditorium. Okay, now my thoughts on that is I'm agreeing. It's just
Yeah.
not like it. And I've been doing action figures for a long time. I've been active for years, and
Yeah.
I've seen the change.
Yeah.
Back when I was start collecting 15 years ago on YouTube and stuff like that, um, man, you had to wait, bro. It was a
Right.
dude on here, man. I ain't even put his name out there. I think he was charging like $500 custom. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even more than that, and you had to wait,
Wow.
right? And it was a dude named Curtis. I put his name out there. He was doing customs for like 100, maybe $50, but he
Okay.
stayed so backed up, man. It wasn't even an issue. You
Right.
probably wasn't gonna get nothing, but I got some from him later in life, but that was back then. Now you
Right.
got tons of customizers. You
Yeah.
got tons of sculptors. You
Right.
got tons of people that can 3D print stuff. You got it. This stuff is like a click away. Like
Right.
if a person gets, like you said, a person gets mad at Hasbro and wants to dish the, I don't like. You know what? I
Mhm.
don't like the let me see. I don't like the rock and roll they came out with.
Oh,
I just
I
don't like them. Or they get
I don't like the colors they use for gung
right.
ho. I want the
Well,
original gung
well,
ho.
right.
Okay,
Well,
well,
check this out. You
well, me.
can get with somebody
Yeah.
and draw your own. Me, if a person can, they got AI now. So if you can't even draw a design, AI design it for you. You send
Yeah.
me an AI picture. This is not a commercial, but I'm just keeping it real. You can send me an AI picture. I'll make your figure as is, just like it is. And the same with the 3D print guy. If you
Right.
don't like a vehicle that they put out, there's no need to cry no more. You can get up.
Right.
It's tons of 3D print guys on there.
Get
Uh,
active.
man, you can hit one of these guys. They'd be more than happy to hook you
Right.
up, whatever
Right.
you want.
Right.
I saw a dude with a helicopter, man, that made the tomahawk look like trash. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It was amazing. So
Uh-huh.
this stuff is right at the tip of your fingers now. So you're right. Ain't no
Right.
need to be complaining and crying because
Yeah. And
anything you
whining and
want,
crying.
man, you can get.
Right.
I mean, I'm available. Several other customizers are available.
Right.
And there's so many 3D print. And then if you can't find a 3D print guy, buy you a 3D printer. Yeah, that's an option too. They
Yeah.
got files everywhere.
Right.
And if you can't, they got 3D printers from 200 to 3,000, $30,000. You know what I'm saying? You can find a good one for $600 to
Right.
handle your business.
Yeah.
And they're not hard to find. Files, they range from free to several $100, but you're gonna definitely get exactly what your imagination. And then there's the 3D print file designers. So it's wide
Yeah.
open right now. You know,
Yeah. So
sometimes
it's a new
sometimes
technology and a whole new market, and in the right hands, it can produce a lot of good
mhm,
things. Yeah.
yeah. And then like I said, with AI right now, it'll make you can draw you can't draw, they'll design it for you. You can send it to somebody, they can get you right.
Right.
Like I said, and there's custom like the reason I started doing selfies, I wanted to get a King Von head done, right? I'm not putting the people name out there. I hit him up and said, I see you all scope heads. I want this King Von. He was a company. And they
Yeah.
said, yeah, we could do it. And they told me it would be like 100 I think like a 92. It was no, it was 90. It was like $100 for the file. You know what I'm saying? For just for the file. I was like, nah, I'm straight. I'm all right. So I said I could do this myself, and I went home and did it myself. Later on, that same company came out with a King Von head, and I think mine is better because I actually ended up
And
ended up getting one of theirs. I think I bought it just to see how it turned out, and
they
mine
probably
ended up
won't
being
even. They
better.
probably wasn't even going to make one until
Yeah,
someone
I
requested
already
it.
know
Yeah.
somebody requested. Yeah,
Yeah. That
so
happened to me
there's
before.
a say, and there's a say, you go to show you, you ain't even got to go to the big companies no more. You can get with a local joker, and they'll hook you up for amazing price. I think
Yeah.
it was so high. I think I wouldn't even. I said, dang, I think it was high, man. It was probably 200. It was really high, man.
Yeah.
You can get a whole custom figure now, man. This guy's doing them for low as $50. The highest two or
But
three
I
hundred.
can understand. I can understand why the files are so expensive because you can reuse it as many times as you want.
Oh yeah, you can make
So
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they're not gonna give it to you for 25, $50. You probably had to pay 200, $300, but you can make as many as many requests or orders that you need to fill for it. So
Yeah,
that's
but they
that's a
got
good
some
thing.
files, but a lot that Wolverine file was free. I
Oh,
the
sweet.
four now this four door AWE Striker was I think I had to
Mhm.
pay like $20. The Robot was probably 15. You know what I'm saying? The
Mhm.
Thunder Machine I think it was like 12. You
So
know,
you about a file and then you give it to your guy and he'll
to my
print it.
buddy, he'll hook
Oh,
it up.
okay,
So you can
sweet.
get them, and then like anything your imagination can imagine, you can get man, you can get mech suits, anything.
Yeah,
So that's what with a 3D print lies, and like I said, you open a whole another door of conversation when you say, you
yeah,
ain't really no need to cry or complain no more. I mean, because
yeah,
you can
exactly.
do it yourself. Because you can, if you think of a, because I've made a. I wish I can get him out of the class case. I showed it to you the other day. I made a rock and roll, and I said, man, like original design, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking about making that into a 6 inch. See there. Just think of it. You can do it. Yeah. Just and a lot of this stuff
I
I've
gotta put my
thought of.
phone on
But
the dude.
oh, I understand, bro. You know how these conversations is. They last time we ended up doing 2 hours, man, on these interviews. But
Okay.
they go hard. But I understand you charge your phone, Charlie. We can go ahead and
No,
go
it's
ahead and
over here now.
set
We good.
but do you classify this as a art or is this collecting? What is this we doing? Is it art? Or are we being collectors? What are we doing?
Well, me and you, I'm going to lean more
Anybody,
towards
you yourself, the whole deal. What do you think? Do you?
right now. Right now, with me, it's art because even though I'm not taking pictures and stuff like I want to, I'm doing a lot of writing revolving around the characters so that when I actually am ready to shoot a scene, it'll be somewhat have some structure already. So I'll say art.
Yeah,
I know we was debating that, but you kind of opened my eyes to different things like that,
yeah,
So either way, even though I don't have the cases to set it up, or
yeah,
I don't have the dioramas and everything to shoot, I'm still participating in the art form of
yeah.
revolving around the toy by writing the battle scenes and the
Yeah.
storylines or what have you.
Yeah. But those who don't know, this is the guy that got me into writing. Uh, I you see some of my stuff online. I'm doing a little writing here and there. This is the guy that motivated me because I wasn't doing. I've always thought of writing. Okay, give you a little
Yeah.
backstory. When I was a kid, I worked at UPS. When you would unload trucks back then, it wasn't no headphones,
Right.
nothing. You just unloaded the truck. I was like 17 years old. But I did
Mm-hmm.
this, and you was by yourself. Wasn't no cell phones back then. Wasn't none of that back then. It was just you in that truck by yourself. So I had a
Yeah.
lot of thinking time.
Right.
So I would think of little stories and little characters, and I kept doing it all my life until now. Until now, I started
Right.
developing the characters, and then I met you, and I started writing about the character because you know. But yeah, brother, if you need to wrap it up, man, we can go and wrap this thing up.
Well, no, man, you okay, man?
Okay,
I was just
okay, yeah.
hollering at my dad for a second.
I understand. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I ended up. And then I met you and read that piece that you sent me. I was like, you know what? I mean, I could do this. And then I kind of like took some
Hmm.
form because sometimes, even much like with doing the interviews like this, I'm one of those people you got to kick through the door. Like when Savage interviewed me, I was like, hold up. I've been wanting to interview people all this time. My dad been
Yeah,
interviewing
that
people.
was a dope interview too, man.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I like that. That was a lot of fun.
I said, this ain't that hard. And I got kicked through the door with the interviews. You kicked me through the door right. When I read those, I'm not gonna tell you a story. These dudes got some good stories, trust me. When I read it, I kind of formatted it like almost like doing algebra or something. Like, okay, I could take
Yeah.
this format and change it up and put my words in and make it make sense. How okay, now I know how to write a little bit and I figured
Hmm.
it out. So a lot of times you just gotta have somebody kick you through the door, man.
Oh yeah, man. I always try to stay encouraging and motivating.
Hmm.
That's how I get down.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, especially when you was already writing stuff and it was good, man. I was enjoying it, man.
Oh
You know,
yeah, I'm
I you got a lot more courage than me. I don't put none of my stuff out there. I, I send it to my friends like you
yeah.
to get some feedback, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, I got bashed a little bit when I did the Tupac story, but it was it wasn't a rush. But when I
yeah,
did the Tupac, in the hospital thing, somebody kind of commented on it, and I appreciate all the comments, good or bad, and they made it make sense. But I was saying when I wrote it, I was writing what Cobra Commander was thinking, who he should send. But it
right.
all worked out, though. It all worked out. But
Hey
yeah,
man, we living in times where through social media everybody has a voice and some of them
yes,
voices ain't got nothing really good to contribute. So they just spew out anything that come out their mouth,
yeah.
man. You can't take that personally, man.
No, no, you can't.
Yeah, you can't let that deter you. You kind
No,
of want to, depending on who the person is, sometimes you don't really want that type of smoke, but at the same time, that's what courage is.
yeah.
Sometimes, hey, I don't care. I'm just gonna put my stuff out here, and I didn't do it with any malicious intent. Maybe I can learn why I should have or should not have done this. So
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what it
yeah,
was. You
yeah.
know,
Because
I'm
I
just
listen.
not getting into writing.
When you was like
But
you was gonna do that, when you say you was gonna do that Kanye as a crimson guard, I was like, whoa, 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 dog, hold on.
he
But that
still
was
is. I,
that.
I did it still though. I just had
But
that. He
listen,
still is.
the reason I'm saying it, I'm so glad that you did it, because that let me know, like, hey, in this space, man, we ain't got time for the BS. We doing the things we like to do. It's not
Yeah.
targeting anybody by
No, we're not. No, I don't even think he's gonna have a little technical difficulty. Yes. think you, yes, yeah, your phone done went out. I think he had a little technical difficulties on it over there. He'll be back. He'll be back.
All right, my fault, man. My mom called twice, so I was making sure it wasn't no emergency.
Oh man, trust me, mom called up. You needed to. Yeah, we were good over here. We was chilling. I had read some of the comments, but we good. We good. We good.
Yeah, she
But,
calling me to tell me she got some apples and want me to come pick them up tomorrow. I'm like, Mom, it's
oh
11
yeah,
something at night.
moms,
Hold on,
moms do that. They,
it is.
moms do that, man.
Yeah, man, nah,
Yeah.
she cool, man.
Oh yeah, man, moms will do that. But uh, but yeah, that's how it is, man. That's definitely how it is. But like we was talking about, and I know you do a lot of that writing and stuff with your figures and stuff. Like when you was talking about that was my first time really writing for G about from GI Joe. But when
Right,
it comes to my stuff that's in my maroons, I feel like that's kind of flawless because that's stuff I've been working on in my maroons. That's flawless. But with
right.
GI Joe, I could do that because that is people have their thoughts. It's people really believe in them characters, which I do too. I believe in some of them still.
Yeah.
But you certain stuff you say about when you write about GI Joe. You say the wrong thing about a certain character, you got folks ready to tear your head off.
Oh, absolutely, man. But I mean, listen, man, I know where it comes from, man, because like if you from that era and you from that time frame, right?
Hmm.
G.I. Joe was always the leader as far as the different toy brands, in my opinion. And you can talk about sales or you can talk about popularity or whatever,
Hmm.
but since that time frame, since we've been kids through now, I've seen every single toy line, use GI Joe as a doormat to
Hmm.
step into the future and have success. And what I mean by that is, you know, back in the day, GI Joe dug a lot of trenches for other toy lines just to take advantage of and use their model to become just as
Yeah,
popular. But for whatever reason, GI Joe hasn't brought in a younger generation of fans, and I know exactly why. But these other toy lines have been successful in doing that, and now they have a bright future. They got new TV shows, new cartoons, new toys. You know, GI Joe, they're not having that type of success mainly because it's just not popular to market military weapons and guns to children in this future because of the things that's happening in the country. You got a school shooting damn near every week.
yeah,
You got people ambushing police. You got people doing hate crimes, and
yeah.
so I can understand it. You can't market guns to kids, but what you can do, you can mature the you can mature the stories to the age of the fan base. You know how
Mm,
many kids joined the military back in the day from watching GI Joe, thinking that, man, if I get into a dogfight in this plane, my parachute gonna work and I'm gonna pop out right on time and make it. And that's not what happens. You don't get extra men. Everybody parachute don't work. Everybody don't survive it. You're not gonna be in a gunfight and everybody put their guns down and you start punching. Nah, that's so you know how many kids joined the military and seen horrible truths that they wasn't prepared for. So you kind of got to mature the content to the age of the fan base,
mhm.
and you can't rake in. You're not targeting 10 years olds anymore, but you can target the 20-year olds, the 30-year olds that can't handle that type of content.
Yeah.
And yeah, because in my opinion, dude, GI Joe don't got another 10 years. It
Mm,
ain't a lot of 60-year-old toy collectors. And the reason I say that is, once the nostalgia stuff wear off when you collecting GI Joe and you having fun and you looking at Hasbro Pulse and everything sold out, you're like, oh man, the line is doing great. But then I go to work at the toy shop and it's men my age selling their entire collections for whatever reason. They're claiming they don't got enough space or they got medical issues One guy, he's a police officer. He had to sell his collection because he had to move his father into a retirement community. He couldn't afford to do it. So real life started kicking in, and you got to think like, okay, like you might can collect at 40 years old till you probably 50, 55, but then that's when you started thinking about the next phase of your life. Am I going to be on a fixed income? Am I going to have medical needs? Do I got to downsize my home and live somewhere else because I'm not going to be able to afford it? Toy collecting is not a priority at that point. So they really have to ramp up ushering in a new fan base. And in this future, the best way to do that is to have a successful TV and or film project. Because if you don't have none of that, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, because when Star Wars suffers from that, when Star Wars have a show that's bumping, that's out there doing, not
Right.
not the acolyte or something like the
Yeah.
Mandalorians or something that's bumping, then people buy that stuff. But right now they're the cold front,
Dead in the
nothing is
water.
happening. I mean,
Man,
I got a stack of three
dog.
and three quarter.
That shit peg woman. Man, listen, we have minimized the size of our Star Wars Black Series section at the shop for that very reason right there. Because it's just not moving. And I don't disagree with you when you say they got to have a good film or show for the stuff to sell, but it wasn't always the case. I know Mandalorian, that show was
Yeah.
hot, but they produced two or three other shows that weren't that good, and they
No,
were
they
still
wasn't,
selling some
man.
figures. But I don't, in my opinion, they're not making enough vehicles. They're not making enough vehicles, and they're not like targeting popular characters from the lore, from the comics and the books that people may not know about that only have seen the movies. But that's neither here nor there. I know we're talking about G.I. Joe, but
No, it's conversational. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you're hitting it on the nail. I mean, it's true. Like, if GI Joe don't come up with something, you said a real fact.
Hmm.
I don't know if anybody's hearing this, but that's true. Like, because I'm pretty sure if I'm 60, like my dad, 69. Uh, he buys chickens and little rinky dink stuff. But hold up, he buys cars too, and they're more expensive than action figures they'll ever be. But I
Right.
understand what you're saying. To pull in that younger crowd, they're gonna have to get something going because, like I said, you see, it's 35 plus. Now, there's some folks that's introducing GI Joes to their kids and getting their kids to watching the cartoon, read some of the comics.
Yeah.
And
But
that's happening, but
dude,
for them
that's
to have like my daughter is in there 9 years old. She's in the
right,
Hero Macadamia. She's animated out. You know what I'm saying? She
right.
anime. They would
Yeah.
have to have some like my sons though. They like the 97 X Men.
Right. Right.
97 X Men.
But that was their era because they were older. They're older than your
Well,
daughter,
no, I'm
right?
talking about the new cartoon that dropped, the
Oh,
97
the
X Men.
newest one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So with that, when they dropped that 97 X Men, I'm gonna ask you a question about that and this action figure education around here. I like
Okay.
it. When the
Bet.
97 X Men dropped, what started happening in the shop?
Bro, listen.
Second.
Let me tell you something. When the show they start dropping teasers about it and the figures came out, I think the figures came out before the show aired.
They did.
Everybody wanted Magneto and Rogue and I think
Storm.
and
Storm.
Storm. Those were the figures that were selling out the
Yes.
fastest. But when they dropped that trailer where Wolverine was on Gambit's shoulders and he powered up Wolverine claws, to have that energy power, dude, you could not find a Wolverine for like 6 months,
No.
dog. It was
No, you
over.
couldn't.
Like it was a wrap.
Him and Gambit.
Yeah. But that Wolverine figure, like that Wolverine figures, that it caused a real frenzy for a small period of time, and
Yeah.
then it just died. Like now they're still making retro cardback X-Men figures
Hmm.
and X-Men 97 figures that are hitting and they're selling, but that created a frenzy like nobody that came out of nowhere, and it was impressive because it was really because of that trailer.
Hmm.
Yeah, the trailer caused that Wolverine man. It was crazy. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, that was I got a Wolverine up there right now. I had to pay the aftermarket price for it. because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
because he was peg warming. I went and got the ones that wasn't peg warming, and like you
Right.
said, when as soon as we seen that, everybody ran to the store to get Gambit in the movie. And they wanted that Gambit on the motorcycle. I got it right now. I
Yep.
got Gambit on the motorcycle from that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's
you're right.
exactly right.
So it goes to show, man, you gotta have some motion, like in life. People they gotta see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They
Yeah.
gotta see it. And like I say, with Star Wars right now, they hitting this spot where they ain't really doing nothing. Man, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey.
I moved my Mandalorians. Okay, with Star Wars, and I'm a kid too, and I'm one of those guys. When Star Wars Mandalorian was booming and banging, they was in my living room on the top. When they shut it down, they went in the
Right.
box, my 3 3/4 Mandalorians. My
Yeah.
6 inch Mandalorians, they were on top shelf.
Right.
Now the 6 inch, the green shirts and the tanks, the Mobats and the other tank I
Right.
got, they were at. They might be on their way out the door. I mean, just keep it because they get moved around. They start getting moved around.
Right. Right.
The next stop is at a shop, and I went to a shop, and my buddy Rob told me a story about Black Series too. And I don't always keep going to Black Series, but this is a good example. That the example is so good to you cannot use Black Series for this. I went to a shop, man, and this is a
Hmm.
local shop, man. Somebody in this shop, man, they had all the top notch Black Series figures, man. Dude
Right.
wasn't even selling them, man. I'm talking about they were good figures. He wasn't even selling them right. And I'm like, wow, man.
He
And I
was. He
didn't even
wasn't
buy them.
putting
They
them
had
out.
two Mandalorians. They had two Mandalorians that I need. And I was like,
Well,
I'm
let me make
so
sure I'm on the same page with you. He would not sell them, or they weren't selling.
they wasn't selling. They
Oh.
wasn't
Oh.
they
Oh.
wasn't selling. He was like, and I
Yeah.
saw two that I needed down there, and I'm like, man, I ain't paying over $10 for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's,
Hey, dude, let me tell you something. I've been on this kick for a minute since I put those other lines down. Like, if it's interfering with GI Joe, dude, I can't do it because there's
yeah.
too many
I mean, I'm
figures that
not
they have
saying yeah.
announced that are coming
Oh
out,
man,
and
yeah,
then I'm troop building too.
yeah,
Like, I can't. Nah,
yeah.
I just
Yeah,
swing
cause
back
you,
through.
cause you, cause you one of those, I know you, you true build real hard and heavy, man. Um,
Yeah, dude. And I
it's,
swore, like when I first started collecting, I wasn't gonna do that. Guess what?
mhm.
Seen that Cobra
Yep,
Infantry and that Cobra Island Trooper ball
man,
game.
yes.
Man, I
Oh,
had eight of them joints so quick, I ain't even understand. To this day, dude, I have at least 8 to 10 Red Ninjas. I don't even remember buying more than one. I don't know where
mm.
those other ones came from, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
I got a nice little red ninja coupe over there, but the Cobra infantry that I remember I saw Savage had a table
mhm,
full of them jokers. Man,
yeah,
I said, oh, I gotta get it. Now, I ain't got as many as him, but I got a
right,
nice little, package deal going.
hmm,
But I know what I know you've been over there in Army building. You've been motivating me, but like I told you, the Grim Viper, as far as the new stuff that they've been coming, stuff that they made up. As far as
yeah.
I
The
like that
original
Grim,
classified
yeah,
figures.
I
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
Grim Viper, man. That it is, and I bought one, and you
right.
sure right. When I went to opening mine up, I got one for Christmas, and I got one for Christmas. I bought one, and then I looked, and my boy Rob sent me one. And then I ended up having, I think I got four of them, and I'm looking for more. I'm looking for,
Right.
because I got an idea with them, man. I'm looking for
Yeah,
more. I want more of them.
yeah.
Really want
Now
more.
I remember. I know when we started, you asked what were some of the figures that I would recommend somebody to get if they just started the line. And the Red Ninja kind of, that's when the light bulb kind of went off that, hey man, these classified figures, like, you getting at least 5 accessories. Like back in the
Oh yeah,
day
you
when,
get
yeah,
loaded
see, like
down.
when you were a kid buying GI Joe,
Mhm.
you got a helmet, you got the backpack, and you got a
Yeah,
gun.
done. Yeah.
Anything else was molded onto that character. He might have had a sidearm or some grenades, but you couldn't use them. Yeah, he might
Yeah.
have had a knife on him, but you couldn't pull it out.
Hmm.
Classified said, "No, we getting you everything. You get the sidearm that you can remove from the holster, the knife, you know." I mean, and Red Ninja had like 8 weapons that all fit into the backpack. and on his waist. So I was like, oh
Yeah, they
yeah,
did.
these
So
people got a different understanding. They really coming with it.
yeah, you're a big time army building guy. What would you think the three top army builders is? Because let educate the people on it. Because you are a big time army
Bro,
building guy.
the Crimson Guardsmen. I know they went on sale at Ollie's and people was clowning them and all of that, but man, you get you 10 Crimson Guard and you have them with their swords up like this, it's the truth. Like they're a super dope troop builder. The Desert Scorpions, I got 5 of them. Like they might be the top of the line until I get some more Ghost Vipers. Um the Cobra Valkyries, like the female Cobra infantry figures,
Hmm.
that's a sweet troop builder. Any line of bats that you get, whether it's Arctic bat, Crimson bat, the regular bat, Iron Grenadier bat, that's a good troop builder. Um, Snow Serpent, that's a dope one. I got a couple of those Frag Vipers too. They kind of sweet too. So, but I only got like 3 of those.
The front.
Um, yeah. But out of all those troop builders, my favorite right now, I'm gonna say is the Desert Scorpions.
Yeah, man, you've been blowing the
Them
Desert
joints,
Scorpions up, man.
them joints crazy.
They are nice. They Hasbro. To me, we talked about this. And I go in a light debate with anybody. I think the figure of the year is Budo and and the Desert Scorpion. But
Yeah.
like I told you before,
Honorable
if the
mention
Desert
Pythona. Pythona will be third.
see, I didn't get her, but if they would
Yeah.
have gave him better guns, Budo is complete. Like you can't. I mean, I
You
got.
wanted a better gun than the Alley Viper weapons
Well,
that
I
it came
put a
with.
better gun on them, and I recommend if anybody need help with a better gun, I can show you a steady direction, or I can give you a better gun. I can get you
Yeah.
where you need to be because that's all he's lacking. He's perfect. I
Right,
ain't much
right.
painted up for you. I ain't much painted up for you. Make it fit him. I got a bad gun in there for him. I'm about a bad one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what he needed, man. He needed a. That's it, though, man. Man. Budo is nice. Budo is next level, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing that Budo got on him, man. Budo is nice. I mean, you can get Budo and make everybody know this. I'm not the first to say it. You can get Budo, man, make 2 figures. As soon as I got
Yeah.
my Budo and open, I made 2 figures immediately. And then you
Oh,
turned me on to that samurai stuff. So I'm Budo
yeah.
crazy right now. So I'm finna
Yeah.
give me some samurais going.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch that movie all the way through, man. Just don't watch them clips, man. Because
No,
it's
I've been
more.
watching. I've been educating myself. I do
Yeah.
education. See, that's one thing what I do when I start like with my Vikings and all. You have to educate yourself to this stuff because
Yeah.
you would sound. You ever heard somebody? You remember Coming to American? Dude was trying to explain himself to that girl father. He went to a basketball game. He said he went to a
Yeah.
football game. The dude kicked the ball into a big A. Dude said, do something for me, son. Stay out the drug. On Coming to America.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it'll be a situation like that. You be talking so crazy. So I go through education period. I get on YouTube. I'm not reading no books, and I watch different educational summer, Viking programs. That's what I did. And at work, I
Right.
listened to a lot of Viking stuff. And then before then, I was already reading Viking books, and I watched the Viking series. So when I start writing about Vikings and making Viking figures, it made sense. It wasn't like
Yeah.
dude went to, even much when I made the black Viking, I blended it in there right. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't make it like he was I don't know, say Ragnar's son and he had a black son, it would have been crazy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You'd have broke the internet with that one. Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I ain't do nothing silly like that. I made it make sense, you know what I'm saying? Lagatha
Right.
had a black son. Yes. I
Hey,
didn't.
so not to change the subject, but my dad was in here watching the game. So after the game goes off, they're showing throwback
Mhm,
games. Who was
mhm.
up here?
Oh, Walter
Sweetness.
Payton. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, he
he
was a
right up here,
gladiator in the
dude.
box.
I had to
Yeah.
tell you that before we kept going, man. But
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead,
why
dude.
I said I'm gonna make a couple Walter Payton figures, man, for folks. I'm gonna make a couple of them. I'm gonna sell them, and I'm telling you, man, when you
You made Jim
that
McMahon too, right?
Yeah, I got them all, man. I got not all of them. I got about two or three more to make, but yeah, I got
You got
Jim
Singletary?
McMahon is nice. Jim McMahon is nice. Hmm.
You made Singletary?
You know I made Samurai Mike. You know that. But
Okay.
yeah, I gotta but that because like I said before, I said this on Savage Show. He just would have hit better than Walter Payton. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He would
I
have
got
hit
you.
better.
Yeah.
The fridge. Walter Payton would have hit better than the fridge. But
Right.
hey, they did what they could do. I was a Walter Payton fan as a kid, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna make some and sell. I'm probably gonna make a couple and sell, and I guarantee
Yeah.
the people that get them, they're gonna be like, "This is nice. We should have got this before we." I'm gonna make a couple of them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I make a
Man, you getting
pretty
some
good Walter Payton.
you getting love in the comments from the UK, dog.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we doing
yeah.
it, man.
I see you. Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Go ahead, man.
we're gonna definitely do some you know, it's some like I said, that Walter Payton figure, man, because it's definitely a nice one, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all out of all the customs that you done bought from, which some of the better ones you like? 'Cause you done bought a few,
Dang. Those
and I'm not
uh
just talking
those
about myself. We just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
no, no, you the only one to do my work, man. I don't care. Honestly, man, the Desert Cobra Infantry
Yeah.
and Desert Cobra Troopers, those are my favorite.
Mm.
But I don't know. I'm on the fence because you was the first to do the Jungle Bat,
Oh
and
yeah,
I
the
got
jungle bad. I post that
the
today.
Jungle
Yeah, the
Bat.
jungle
Yeah,
bad
the Jungle Bat.
crazy.
Listen,
Yeah,
people have made a few of those, but none of them look like the one that you
yeah,
made, dude. Like,
it's
especially
crazy.
with the gridiron weapons and the
Oh
loadouts
yeah,
to make them joints like that,
yeah,
man. Boy,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna say I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Jungle Bat.
Man, I like the desert. I like the desert officers and infantry. That's my favorite. I had a lot of fun with them. It took a minute for
Yeah,
me to ship them because I was having fun with them.
yeah.
Tons of pictures.
You painted the weapons. Then some of the weapons
Yeah,
was
oh
already,
yeah.
already
See,
yeah,
that's what I was
yeah.
telling folks.
That was dope.
If you get on the phone now this is the guy that buys action figures from me. If you get on the phone with me and make these figures, you'll get a masterpiece.
Right.
Because we've
Yeah.
made several. Man, could you count on your hand the multiple figures that we have made for not only you but for other customers together on the phone?
Mm. I don't know, dude. I mean, you put out a list the other day where you did 190 figures over 2025. I know I was on the phone with you for at least 90 of them.
Yeah,
so I
that was
mean,
crazy. That was
yeah,
crazy.
you've been putting in a lot of work, man.
Oh yeah,
So
man. We
yeah,
definitely yeah,
but
me and my
what what I
team,
like though is like when we discussing our secret files and what we gonna
yeah.
make. Even when you make them, still nobody. And sometimes you'll make. I'm just speaking for you. You'll make a figure, but you don't show anybody for months.
Oh
And,
yeah, yeah.
and what's
Yeah.
impressive, what's impressive to me is nobody has thought to do it yet.
Yeah.
You would think somebody would make a jungle bat or a desert infantry or something like that. They have by now because that's like been 3, 4 years now. But like when we first made them and we didn't post them right away.
No.
Nobody else had done that.
You know, my buddy Ken, he's getting he be in on a lot of that. He's getting some of that experience of me when we be
Yeah,
doing them customs and stuff. Cause I've done him quite a few too, man. I've done a lot of people quite a few. And like I said, I've got some Rob. I got some great friends, man, due to the
yeah,
action
yeah,
figures, and that's what I
yeah,
recommend. I always bring this up too. Every time I get on this camera, I'm gonna bring it up. Watch yourself because there's some guys, some scammers out there. I'm gonna bring up the good and I'm gonna bring up the bad. You
yeah.
gotta
They're
be
gonna beat
prepared.
you.
Now, have you experienced any scamming since you've been in the community?
Oh yeah, I had
No
a
name,
guy.
just have you experienced?
I've had. I almost sent money to a guy on Facebook Marketplace, but I didn't choose for PayPal. You can choose either
Mm.
friends or family or the business one, and I chose business. I'm not using the right term, and I'm glad I did because he was trying to get off on me. But then I had another guy. and you know who this is. Exceptionally talented with action figure photography. He was just like a prodigy, like with no artistic training or nothing like that. And I was a huge fan. I was, in communication with him, talking to him damn near every day. I thought we was building, and I was going to send him some figures to shoot a story for me that I had,
Mm,
and he did something that triggered my instincts. And I swear, I boxed up everything. I got the label printed. I had that box in my car for 3 weeks. I pulled up to the post office at least 4 times and sat in the parking lot because I could not bring myself to take it in there to send it for them to send that to her because my instincts was going crazy. Like this dude is not right, and he wasn't right. So you know that's neither here nor there. That was just God
no,
looking out for
it's
me.
just some education. It's some education.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in those situations, you got to be able to control your own emotions because you have to think. You
Hmm.
so I don't even trying to curse up here, but you so hyped about your idea that you will almost let somebody talk you into doing something that you definitely would not do. Like,
Mm.
there's no way you would send somebody your vamp right now,
No, it's probably.
unless we got a clear understanding and things have been structured of what we're doing, like, but when you're excited about something and you feel like that person is matching your energy, you kind of susceptible, and you probably got a split second in which
Hmm.
that person really shows you who they are
Hmm.
before you send them something. And that's what happened to me. That split second happened and I couldn't let it go. I was like, you know
Hmm.
what? I know what it was. We had been on the phone we had been texting back and forth for like 2 hours, bro,
Hmm.
talking about GI Joe, talking about shooting stuff, whoop de whoop, right? So
Hmm.
at a certain point, I had to do some things where I had to be hands free, and I was like, "Can you talk?" He was like, "Yeah, I can talk." So I called him.
Hmm.
Phone ring, ring, ring. He don't pick up. I said, "Hold up, okay, maybe he won't ready because I'm hyped again. I'm calling him soon as I asked him. Call back, ring, ring. He didn't pick up. So then I text. I said, "Hey man, I thought you said you was free. That's me calling you for the 757 number." He was like, "Oh, I didn't know you meant today." I'm like, "Hold on, dude. We've been communicating for 2 hours. I asked you, can you talk? Because I'm driving, I gotta do something with my hands, and can you talk? And you tell me yes, but you don't pick the phone up. And then your reason was I didn't know you meant if I could talk today. Say, I was like, that's weird right there. And it's not much, when you hear it, you may not think it's much, but when you're talking about sending $200 or $300 worth of figures to somebody, that may be the only thing that you can hold on to
Yeah.
make you make a good or a bad decision, and that's what it was for that person. So,
Yeah, they're
you know,
out there, man. They're out there. I
yeah,
always bring them up every week, man, because people need to know. Because it's a lot of fun in this, man. It's a lot of
yeah,
but
a
it's
ton of
it's
fun,
the-
man.
it's that part right there, man. You gotta
Yeah,
be
he
aware of,
almost
man.
he almost beat me, but he didn't.
No, well, it's a good
Yeah, right.
thing. There, I know a guy that was doing it, man. I figured out he was doing it. Like you said, things will get said, and things will get said, and you be have to catch it, and
Get right, right,
once you catch it, oh, that don't sound right. Yeah, it's
right. That don't
probably
sound like, or in my mind, I'm thinking like, why would you have done that when you could have just, like something ain't right. But hey, man, God give you those instincts for a reason, man. That's what keep you alive, man. That's what the main tool of the human animal is right there is
yes,
your
yes.
instincts.
That's how man made it this far.
And usually when you don't trust your instincts, you get screwed, dog.
That's all the time.
Yeah.
Another talking about instincts. Um, Tell us a good story about a deliverance you got from the action figure gods.
Ah, oh man. Okay. All right, check this out. So I got Serpentor. You know how big of a deal it was to get this Serpentor.
Yeah.
Either you was gonna pre-order it or you was gonna get destroyed in the aftermarket, right?
Hmm.
So I got the Serpentor. Again, guys, I'm super hyped. Got my Serpentor, pulled it out the box. Bad boy forearm was so stiff, I'm forcing it. Now, My friend Lonzo been telling me, get a hair dryer, or get some, put it in warm water. But me, I never had to do that with my toys my whole life. So that's not my first instinct to do it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
hand
saying?
dryer is your best friend, bro.
Yo, so instead of doing what my friend tell me to do, I bend the arm because I'm going to make it work, and I held it by the wrist, and I never even played with it. I broke the hand, and the post was stuck in the arm. I'm like, oh
Hmm.
my! I'm talking about. I was so sick. I put everything back in the box, and I just put it in the box, and like I was devastated for real, right?
Yeah.
So a couple of days that went by. I was like, you know what? This is a defect. I was like, these figures shouldn't be this stiff that I can't bend the arm. I know I broke it, but I shouldn't have to have do that. I shouldn't have to blow dry it or put it in water. That's just me being the anal customer at that point. So I'm gonna hit Hasbro, see what they say.
Hmm.
I get the
Education.
information. I get the information. Send the email off. Tell them what happened. I even threw some extra sauce up there, how disgruntled I am, and in the community they're talking about all these defects, and I'm fighting for you in these groups on your behalf, saying you this great company, and then I get one and break it. I was pouring it on thick, right? They sent me back a simple, like a maybe two sentences. Please take a picture of the figure and where it was damaged, and also take a picture of the bottom of the foot because there's coded information that they can identify if it's an authentic figure, I guess, under there, right?
Hmm.
Dude, I sent that stuff off, and I
Mm,
was like, I wasn't really expecting nothing. Dude, why they sent me a whole trouble bubble, dog?
mm. Never
Now it
looked at
did,
that. You said that. Okay, I'm listening.
yeah. So my point is they weren't able to replace what was broken, but they made the valiant effort to give me something, and I was very, very impressed with that. And I was like, damn, Hasbro a class act. They a class company. Because I wasn't trying to get over on them. I was telling them the truth. But
Hmm.
so check this out. They sent me the trouble bubble, right? So I'm finagling the Serpentor. I fix it. So I'm talking about the wrist works, everything. I don't do. I fixed it, right? So I was like, you know what? I don't know what else happened. I think I traded somebody and got a whole new Serpentor for like way cheaper than the price of the original Serpentor or Trouble Bubble. So I got me a new Serpentor, a new out of box. Still had the old one. I sold that one to the shop. Got some store credit. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out. I felt like the action figure gods blessed me on that one.
Yeah, see, all that Serpentor talk. I got one.
Yeah.
He's still sealed in the Hasbro box. He's never
Oh,
been
dude,
opened.
come on, man. You tripping right now, dog.
But I'm weird like that. I don't something like my mind bender is still sealed in the box, never been
Right.
touched. I'm weird. My slice and dice is still sealed in the box, never been touched.
Dude, and you know how
I'm
bad I
weird
want
like
to.
that, man. It's like when a figure is so that slice and dice, man. They talking about Budo this figure of the year. I that slice and dice is
That's serious. That's serious.
that's serious business
Serious
there.
figures right there, and they
That's
come with so
serious
many
business there. I
accessories.
got it. I
Yeah.
have it. It's in the case.
Right.
That's the only figure I have in my glass case is still in the box.
Right.
It's serious, bro. It's a very serious, and I hadn't got the. All it takes is a box cut or slit, and I ain't got the. I just
Now I
look at it
noticed.
in the
I noticed
box.
something about you. If it's a dope figure, you are not gonna rush to open it. You're gonna
I'm
let it.
like that with shoes. I'm like that with my shoes. I got a pair of weak sixes in there.
Right.
A beautiful shoe, man. They are beautiful shoes. Every now and then, I think I wore them twice. I didn't have them forever.
Right.
I open the box, look at them, close them up. A lot of my Jordan sixes, I do that too. I got shoes in there that I've never wore. I just like the way they look, and I don't know why. Maybe it's some, and
Listen,
I guarantee if I sit down and think about it, it'll be some childhood type issue.
dude, you will be so hot with me because this is my move. So when I was buying sneakers, I was still actively playing ball. Like just exercise. I ain't trying
Hmm.
to, nothing like that. Right. I give them 2 or 3 wears,
Hmm.
meaning Imma rock them a few times to several events. After that, they basketball shoes. I don't care how much they cost. I don't care.
Mm.
See, I'm talking about them Jordans where you see people standing in line for at 5 in the morning on
Yeah.
the line around the block. Them joints is getting hooped in. All right. They may get a
Mm.
couple more wears than the average pair of sneakers. Maybe I'm gonna wear them 4 or 5 times, but no more than 5 or 6 times. You a basketball shoe.
Mm.
So man, I used to have any heavy shoe that had a high price point that was considered to be exclusive. Them joints was basketball shoes, dude. You'd have been hot. Like, dude, you crazy. You know how I am with the figures. I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
they do custom work on that Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. You was like, nah, man.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I did it, but I didn't want to do it.
You
That's
said-
when I.
you
That's
was like,
one
dude,
time I almost turned the customer down and told her I'm not fooling with you.
he was like, dude, I'm not doing
But
it, man. That's it. That was funny.
and then you had me do them washes on them Vipers. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
But now
never,
you understand.
as I'm
But now you
looking at them
understand why
now, I
though.
never thought of it. I never thought of it, man. You're gonna make me
Yeah,
do all my Vipers
yeah. Show the
because,
people, man.
yeah, they I don't know if they can see it, but
Oh, you might not can
they're
see the
nice.
watch like that. Yeah,
I mean, they're nice. I did the guns for them. I did the helmet. I put little scratches on the helmet, and
yeah.
I got the crevices of their arm. They look like they've been through Vietnam or something.
They've been through some real combat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a picture on who did that picture when they had the Vipers. Who did that picture when they had the Vipers? I told you this. I sent it to you. I said that's the baddest picture. I forgot his name.
that's probably Megatron.
I know you know all the guys with the photos. You real good with that. Yeah, that was the baddest
The one where
GI
he was
Joe picture.
reading that letter from back home.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's Megatron.
Yeah,
That shit was
these
hard.
these guys look like they come right
Yeah,
out of the scene of that. No
yeah,
different.
yeah. He just responded because I sent the link to tell him I was interviewing with you. He like he had a
Mhm.
family event, but he gonna watch it tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, man. Definitely, man.
Well, all of
Definitely.
the all of the top tier photographers and custom people in the community, man, they know who you are.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Try
they
to,
know.
I try to, try to. I always promote it, man. I try to stay active, man. Like tonight, what time it is? Get off a little earlier, but hit this coffee.
Yeah,
I'm
get
getting
right
that,
back
get in
to
that
it.
lab. I'm get right in that lab. I'm,
Hmm.
I stay booked up, but I tell people,
That's
I'm
a
gonna
that's a
get to
good
you.
kind of problem to have right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I stay booked up, but I'm gonna get to you. It may not be overnight, but I get to you. People know how I get to them.
Hmm.
I know some folks probably mad. He needs to get off this game and do my custom. I'm
Hmm.
I'm gonna get it done. It just it takes time. I'm gonna get, but I have a lot of commission. I keep a lot like that, and that's a good thing. I'm not complaining. I'm thankful for that. I
Yeah,
believe it or not, you gotta believe in yourself, man. That's the main thing about all this. You gotta believe in yourself. Like I told you before, and I'm not being arrogant or cocky, but when I put that paintbrush in my hand, I feel like I'm the best that ever done it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get good. This is just some little game I'm giving people. You cannot go and do. I've seen some guys, man. You can't second guess yourself when you're doing anything. Whenever you get that paintbrush in your hand, you have to tell yourself, I'm the best. If you
yeah,
got to diss whoever out there in the community, diss them amongst yourself, at your own to get your mindset. Because when I used to wrestle, man, when I made number one in the city of Chicago, and that's big in
right.
my life, and that was years ago. Um, I always told myself, man, I was number one, man. I was the
Oh
best.
yeah.
When I trained, I told myself that. Now when
Self motivate
and
yourself,
and
man.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you when I went to a real big tournament one time, and I was I knew I was good. And this is where not believing in yourself or you will fold on it. I went to a real big tournament, the best of the best. Everybody there was a champion, bro.
Right.
I froze up. I froze. Why did I froze? That shit happened 20 years ago, and to this
Bright
day,
lights.
I cannot tell you why I froze up. I just froze up. I don't even know why. I can't. I mean, if I could go down, sit down with a therapist, that'll be something I would love to talk to. But with a therapist, still to this
Yeah.
day, and I mean,
Yeah.
I was put the work in, but when I got there, I just had a mental, physical. Not like I'm crying or nothing, but I just didn't.
Right.
I didn't put on like I knew I could have put on. I just didn't. I just didn't hit that switch, and that's second guessing yourself. So ever since then, man, I always tell myself I'm the best. I'm the best. Even when I might not be the best, but when I'm in that lab, I'm the best because that's only how
Right.
you gonna get good at anything. And this is like I said, I'm just giving some game, to some people because we got guys coming in every day, man, getting into this stuff. It starts off with kit bashing. There's
Yeah.
only so much kit bashing before you do grab that paintbrush and get in that blender. You only
Right.
can do so much
Right.
kit bashing before you start.
Yeah,
You're
it's
gonna do
limitations
so
because
much,
you're eventually gonna have to
right?
paint
And
it.
then you're gonna do
Yeah.
so much kit bashing before you start cuss painting, and you're gonna do so much
Right.
painting before you
Right.
start sculpting. And once you
Right.
start sculpting, you're going it's gonna go for you can't because you're gonna want more. You're gonna see more, and you're gonna see somebody's stuff. And you're gonna say, "I can do that. I
Right.
can do it." And don't
Right.
don't let somebody show you something. Oh man, it's really
Right.
that's why I say it's only so the average. If a person's out there kid bashing and he's kid bashing good, most likely he's gonna be at one of those top level customizers in no time.
Hmm.
When he
Yeah,
get the right paint, huh?
one of my dogs in the chat said he gonna place an order soon.
Oh
It's
yeah,
probably my boy Calibus.
oh yeah. We definitely, man. Is that the one that's in the Star Wars Mandalorians?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
got to
he's
tell him I got some Mandalorians I ain't never showed.
dog.
Boy, this
Listen, I think he
fire.
a I think he's a real
Man,
Mandalorian,
I got a
and
man.
he's
They
a
gonna
real
make.
and he's a
I'm
real.
looking at him. You make
Listen,
him gonna
no,
make me jump up and grab one right quick.
he's an authentic Mandalorian. Like I think he's in a felt his own like I don't remember the name of it. Oh
I'm
yeah, there
listening.
he is trying. But
I
he's
had you, man.
like he's certified to be a Mandalorian and like a Klingon. So
Like
he's
these,
he's he's serious business with it.
like these, some of my custom Mandalorians I got right here, man. I like them too, man. This is my character here.
Oh yeah, that joint's fire. Oh
I
yeah, I
like
remember
them.
that.
Yeah, I like my Mandalorians too.
Priority
Well,
of the Priority of the Phoenix. Yeah, that's it. That's who it is. Oh yeah,
he's got the little red Mandalorian side on him. I do some pretty good custom Mandalorians, man.
yeah. No, you
Just
got a
one of
lot
my.
of them, man.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of. That's what got me into it, man. The show. And I
Mm-hmm.
say, if you want to see, I got a ton of them, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this one here, when I posted her, man, man, they went crazy in the Star Wars group for her.
Oh
I
yeah.
posted her. I think we remember that. Like I said, Mandalorians are fire, man. I got excited. I had to grab a couple. And I got a bunch of custom Mandalorians up there, but I had to grab a couple. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely,
man.
man, definitely. They're definitely fun to make, man. I love making Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Vikings. Let me tell you, my favorites to make. I like making Vikings better than Maroons.
Okay.
I like making Vikings. I've got some samurai ideas in my head. I'm looking forward to making some of them.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
man. Yeah, you motivate me though, man. You inspire
yeah,
me too, because
that's what it's all. That's
I
what it's
gotta get
about.
back. Gotta get back because I go heavy with the verses during the holiday. I
Yeah,
ain't
we
got
got to,
not
man.
one post,
Yeah,
dude. I'm tripping.
you
So
gotta. I remember you did a verses. I kind of liked it. Wrote a little piece about Footloose, and I think it was Footloose. And was it Zorana?
yeah, it was
Yeah, I wrote. Yeah,
Zanya
yeah,
verse Footloose. Yeah,
I wrote a little because I liked it Footloose as a kid. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
did that piece, and Footloose was one of the ones as a kid. Like I say all the time, it's certain characters when we were kids, GI Joe characters when we were kids.
right,
And that's that kid, and they still like. I feel like they're a part of me. Like Footloose, mainframe. I like the mainframe. Dial tone. I like the him. But those mass characters, man, like any mass character, man, was when we were kids, they was top level. And
right,
nobody had Firefly. I think
right,
I probably got 16 years old and got a loose Firefly. A loose
mm,
one.
right,
Nobody had Firefly. That was a
yeah.
rare thing. I wonder how much one of those when those old school Fireflies cost about.
Or from back in the day,
Yeah.
a lot depends on the condition of it. I would assume he would be one of the more expensive ones, but they're not crazy in price on what you think. The most expensive ones I've seen was Slice and Dice. and I think one of them, I don't remember which one it is. One of them was like $150, but like that's the most expensive I've ever seen a real American
Well,
hero action figure.
I
I,
would
I
like.
would
I'm listening.
I will find out for you, but I don't expect it to be more than $100. It might be $50 to $70. It depends, man.
Now, I don't have any O-rings, but the glory of having one of those fireflies, I can see myself paying $50 to $75 for one of those fireflies.
Yeah, the
Just to
the
say I
old
had it. Just to say I found it. Because I had a loose one. He was so jacked up when I got him. He wasn't even out. I don't even think I think I
dude.
called him. I'm pretty sure I called him because he couldn't make the collection. He was in terrible shape.
What happens is you assume because of how old they are and how
Mhm.
popular GI Joe is that those particular line of figures going to be super expensive, but they usually not. They're not. When I say expensive, I'm talking about comparing to what we paid for modern figures like classified or third
Mhm.
party
Yeah.
transformers. Yeah, real American hero figures they ain't gonna be 70, $80 on average. You know, 20 here. Like I seen a Baroness for 30, $40. Now that price will change though if it's been graded and it's in package. But most times, you talking about them little see-through containers where all the weapons is there, the O-ring ain't break, it's in good condition. $30, $50 to the most.
Mm, yeah. So if
Yeah, so
somebody now this is a good question for you. I got a pretty good, and this is for education purposes. I got a real nice 3D printed Mobat. It's nice. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If
Yeah.
I was to brought that in the shop with, brought it in the
Hmm.
shop, fully it's fully operating too, man. It that
Right.
thing is nice. Like those tracks is each individual
Right.
is nice.
Right.
Okay. If somebody brought that in the shop and said, hey, I wanna trade, sale, whatever, what would be the value of the mobile? And it's huge. That's Joker's
I mean,
huge.
that's not the ramen toys one. That's a 3D printed one, right?
Right. We just try to educate.
Ah,
Come on with it, man. Folks need to know.
well,
And
that hasn't
let me
happened
throw
to
one
me.
more one more
Go
piece
ahead.
in there. And I tell you, I paid because there's some people selling them on there, $200-300. I paid two 250 for this. I paid two
Is
fifty for it, man. I paid 25 for the file, some $270 invested in this. And he
what
got
what
it
a-
in
what
a
a- what a
beautiful
custom
piece.
what a custom 3D printed item is nothing to compare it to. Like it hasn't been mass produced. It's one of one. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is, can we sell it?
Mhm.
Now, I expect that someone that sells a lot of GI Joe classified with a 6-inch vehicle, you probably can sell it, but I wouldn't know how to charge for it because it's one on one. You might have paid $200 for it, but we can't pay you $200 for it and make any
Right, I
money
know
off
that.
it. So how you gonna feel when we come back and tell you, yeah, you paid 200, and I say, well, I can only give you $40 or $70 cash? You're gonna feel insulted because you know it's worth more than that. So chances are we probably would decline that unless it was so sweet that the owner wanted it for himself. So most likely we probably wouldn't buy that joint. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one right there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if I come in there with the rum and toys, what'll happen?
Oh, then we're gonna look at it. First of all, it's a go. We're gonna buy it as long as you got everything with it, all the accessories and everything. You don't have to have a box, but that will change how much money you will get back too. And as far in the condition and everything. So we would look at it to see how much it's been selling for the past 3 months on the aftermarket, and then we'll probably do 40% of that price.
Okay. Now the action figure God story. And this is it's my education. I've been wanting a triple T. That's my vehicle when I was a kid. So I
Yeah.
went to this shop in Arkansas in West Memphis. West Memphis is Arkansas.
Okay.
I actually did an action figure for a guy in West Memphis. West Memphis is
Okay.
Arkansas. So
Okay.
I walked up in there and action figure guys showed out. I'm like, whoa! And I've been wanting one because I know
Yeah.
no 3D printed guys. This was 3D printing that had just like Joe's 3D print, it really wasn't big, nowhere near as big as it is now. And I'm
Right.
like, whoa, what's so I went over and asked him, how much for this? Dude was like,
That's
what you
probably
give
right
me
around the
for it?
time that Sergeant Slaughter figure first came out too.
Yep, it was right,
Yeah.
right when he just came out. And
Yeah.
he dude was like, I was like, oh my God, hey,
They had you.
I said, what you want for this? And he was like, what would you give me for it? Let me give you $40. Take it. And I'm like, this
Oh.
thing is huge, man. This thing is big. He's got
Oh yeah,
all the
I've seen
stickers
it.
on there. He's got
I've
everything
seen it.
on there. And that goes to show you some people, when you
Yeah.
buy this 3D print stuff, do not think you're gonna make a bunch of money off of it because some is only worth
Yeah.
to you what it is to. I probably would have gave the guy $100 for it. But when he
Right.
said he gave me that look like fucking trash, what do you want? I'm like, $40? And he was like,
Oh yeah.
so that goes to let you know, man. Like I just spent, with I'm not looking to get nothing else back out of it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It's
I
3D
understand.
printed.
Yeah.
But okay.
But that person, at the same time, he probably can make a triple T tank anytime he wants. So it don't really hold that value to him where he
No, it
gonna
was a
put.
shop. It was a random shop that had it. It'll cost you some money to get that triple T. It's a good print. It's a
Well,
lot.
I was thinking that maybe the person at the shop has their 3D printer
No,
and
no, he
they've
don't
made it.
have a 3D printer. He's just one of them
Oh,
mom and
oh,
pop shops that people
wow.
bring stuff in, and he's got Star Wars up to wazoo up in that mug.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
They've
that's
been he's an
impressive.
older guy too. They've been Star Wars him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's impressive though. That's yeah, yeah. Action figure gods bless you.
Yeah, they blessed me, so they go. Like I said, my thoughts on that 3D print is your preference, man. I will pay whatever for one that I
Yeah,
want, and I'm constantly getting them. I get one every week. How about that? And here lately, since my buddy's been doing it, I've been buying one almost. When I get to work Monday, I have one. I have one this Monday. The
right,
next Monday, I have one, and Monday
right.
after that, I'll have one. So I'm not tripping on it. And I know that this stuff is only worth what it's worth to the person that buys it or wants it.
Somebody asked in the chat, is it expensive to get an old Sergeant Slaughter GI Joe? If it's in mint condition on card, I'm gonna say yeah, because Sergeant Slaughter, he's still actively going to these cons, signing autographs. So that if that person got one that's never been opened and is autographed by the real Sergeant Slaughter, that joint could be pretty expensive. Now, if it's one that's somebody that bought you in an old plastic sleeve and it's just a Sergeant Slaughter figure and the thumb broke off or the crotch piece broken and stuff like that, you're not supposed to pay no more than $5, $10 for that, even if you're gonna reconstruct it and rebuild it yourself.
Mm,
So that's what I would recommend. It's
mm,
no, it's no. I can't spew out a price on something that I can't evaluate. Like that's the most important thing about buying from collectors, the condition of what you're trying to sell. That's everything.
mhm,
Now you may look in a book and it tells you Sergeant Slaughter is worth $3,000. But what they're not telling you in that book is that's how much he's worth in perfect tin mint condition in the box, never been tampered with. The tape still look fresh on the box and it's never been opened before and it's been graded. That's that price in the book. That's not the price you're gonna get when you just pulling one out your attic that's been in a bag, a duffel bag full of GI Joes over the past 30 years. And you can't take that figure in the shop and demand $3,000. Your expectations are way off the scale. That's not how that works.
mm,
So, the condition that it's in, the current resale value of it is the next thing. Is it selling and how much is it selling for? So we're gonna look up to see when's the last time somebody bought this Sergeant Slaughter. Oh shit, ain't nobody bought these Sergeant Slaughters in 8 years. It ain't in demand. You see what I'm saying? So we're not gonna be as eager to buy something that hasn't sold on eBay in 8 years because eBay is worldwide. There's no way nobody has wanted a Sergeant Slaughter in the past 8 years that collect GI Joe. You see what I mean? So that means
mm.
that figure, that particular figure, for whatever reason, it's not selling and it's not in demand. So we probably would pass on it.
What about custom action figures?
We stay away from a lot of custom stuff because I'm gonna be honest with you, we just don't know if it's going to sell. It could be crazy. When you collect toys, that's one thing. But when you're in the business of selling toys, that's totally different. because you'll buy it out of nostalgia because you like Centurions. Oh, this dude came in with all the Centurions. Centurions crazy. I bought all of them, right? But then they sit you buy 'em from them, clean them up, put pricing tags on them, right? You put them on display and they sitting out there for 2 years.
Mm.
So you taking a loss at that point.
What you saying? I sit out there for 2 years.
There's been a few things that was dope too, and I don't understand it. Man, that Star Wars Black Series Snow Speeder, dog, dude. I got one and I wanted to buy another one, but like I said, I couldn't prioritize it over G.I. Joe stuff. But we had one of them joints sit on the floor for damn near a year. And then when I came back and I was thinking about buying it, of course it was gone. That's how it works. Um, dude, we had a Castle Grayskull, the original Castle Grayskull one time that just sat out there for whatever reason. We got this what's the name of that company? They make a full size Megatron, dude. Like the Megatron bigger than one of your kids, dog. And it lights up and everything. That's been sitting for a minute. And we got a great price on it. Like, I think online it's going for like 1,200. We got that joint for like 9. So like I said, a lot of times you have to look up and do the research on the financial benefit
Mhm.
of getting it. Because like I said, what you really like may just not sell, dude.
That's what
You
I'm
know?
saying. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
witnessed
And
that.
I've made that mistake. Like I was talking to you about like those 91, 92 Star Wars figures. Maybe not 91, 93, like around the Phantom Menace first came out, those 3 3/4 figures and shit.
Mhm.
They got every single character. People bringing them joints in mint on card, and them joints do not sell, bro, at all. I don't care where you go. I don't care if you're a Star Wars hub. Them joints don't sell.
Wow.
And you, for the life of you, like, damn, nobody want Darth Maul. Like, what the hell going on?
Yeah.
It's just certain things don't sell in our shop. Like, we can't, we cannot sell Barbie.
Mm.
Now we have every other toy line from that same era of Barbie that does well in the shop. Barbie don't sell in our shop. Monster High Dolls, we could have 1,000 Monster High Dolls and we could be selling them for $5. They not gonna sell until Christmas. I swear to God, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen right there. We can have them out for the cheapest price. We can have like the entire line of Monster High Dolls. They will not sell from January to through October. But soon as Christmas season hit, we can't keep a Monster High Dog.
Mm.
So you just have to know the it's kind of like knowing the customer base, what they do like, and why people like your shop compared to a next, and the things that they're on the hunt for. Our
Wow.
shop is heavy Transformers, Lego, um, Dragon Ball Z, GI Joe, uh, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I'm leaving off a few, but you know, nobody's really running in there for. Uh, it's a lot of anime stuff too does sell there. One Piece, My Hero Academia, like we was talking about the other night.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, yeah. So certain things in demand.
Mhm. Yeah. Didn't know that. That's something to think about. That's what I was saying with those custom figures, man. That's something to think about. That stuff is
Yeah,
that's one and one stuff. It can hurt you. Yeah, it can help you and it can hurt you. It helps you
yeah.
and it can hurt
I don't want to deter you from trying to sell any of your custom
you.
items.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I just know our particular shop.
No, I got a shop.
It's a it's
It's
a
it's the shop. It's the shop. There's a shop
yeah,
here, man. He'll buy every customer I got.
yeah.
He bought
Because
some old. He
I
bought
mean,
some old stuff
yeah.
that I had. Some of my first customs.
Right. So
You know what
he's
I'm
a
saying?
fan. He's a fan of yours, and he know people been asking about it. Now that's one
Mhm.
thing. Like we had this one guy who makes custom um mashups. Like so, he'll make a Pikachu, but he'll have on a Flash uniform, and it's I'm talking about that joint is sweet. He made Grogu from the Mandalorian. Man, he made a Darth Maul Grogu dude with the paint on his face and everything. That shit was so sweet. And now his stuff will sell in the shop. because people, but that's because we had it on display for so many years, and every people want to buy it. They just kept it, just built up its own fan base.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, what I was saying. So that's
yeah,
how it go. Like,
yeah,
dude buys my stuff and it sells. You know what I'm saying? He buys,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
but I ain't. I wouldn't. I mean, the stuff that I'm doing now. Uh, I mean, I don't think he had. I don't think. I mean, the stuff I'm doing now. It would be a waste to drive down there. I sell it online on Facebook. I mean, I just sell it online on
yeah,
Facebook. They don't last over there.
yeah. And anything Millennium Falcon will sell. So if you still got it in the box from the '80s, yes, that will sell very fast. You don't need to take it to a shop. You put that bad boy on eBay and put whatever price you want up there, and somebody's gonna buy it. I promise you that, because that's a vehicle. I'm sorry, I'm responding to somebody in the chat.
No, no, that was just you here for, man.
Yeah,
Them folks here to see you, man. This is
yeah,
your
yeah.
show, baby.
Definitely, anything Millennium Falcon is a go if it's in great condition. Nobody's gonna turn you down for that. You could go to any toy shop or consignment shop, pawn shop, even if they don't even sell toys, they're gonna see that and they'll be like, "Oh yeah." Now you'll get the most money for it selling it yourself on eBay, because you can kind of stay in control of the price, but at the same time, you still got to have a realistic price based on the market price that it's going for right now too. So, if it's only going for $2,000, you can't get up there and go crazy like, man, I want 10 grand. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? That,
Yeah.
yeah, that ain't how it works.
As far as the X Men, like, what's some of the best selling X Men in there?
It's always the Wolverine or
Oh yeah, that's
Deadpool and Wolverine.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really, Deadpool has shot past everybody in the past 10 years. And obviously we know why.
yeah.
I'm not hating on Deadpool or nothing, but I remember in the comics,
Boy, don't
Deadpool,
stop. There's nothing like that.
yeah,
What?
because in the
Yeah, man.
comics,
Nah.
he's a beautifully artistically
Yes.
drawn figure, but he
Yeah.
don't command this much of attention as he's
No.
doing with TV and film. But I'm
But
not
they
knocking
they
it.
when they redid his character, they that was a
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How do those you would think cable would the
Oh,
cable
Cable, yeah, Cable does well. Like certain figures, you know what time it is, but if you asking me which one sells the best out of all of them, it's
yeah.
always Wolverine or Deadpool. It's gonna be one of those two, and that may rotate position every 6 months or something. But the main guys, you know what it is, man. Cable gonna sell, Storm is gonna sell, Magneto is always gonna sell. I don't care if it's X-Men 97 or just regular Marvel Legends, they're always gonna do well. Yeah, man. I see you yawning, man. Go
Nah, we
ahead,
gonna.
man.
I just need a shot of coffee. I'm gonna get it. I mean, I probably ain't going to sleep till about 5 in the morning. Just need a
Oh,
coffee.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm definitely yeah, because them X Men they you would that's that X Men and they carry. There's so many X Men fans out there. I know they
Yeah.
would be good in the shop. X Men. Now as
Yeah.
far as the 3 3/4 classified, like where is y'all 3 3/4 Joes like the 25th line? How's that going?
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. That 3 3/4 shit is dead in our store.
Mm,
Now we just opened a sister store, Yester Toys 2, and I think you can find them online at Yester Toys 2757. But if you go to Yester Toys 757, you'll have a link to both of them. Now in Keel's shop, 3 3/4 stuff sells. Like, because he sells a lot of 3 3/4 GI Joe and 6 inch GI Joe. So there's in where he's located, there's a demand for that. In our shop, nobody looking for it. We got these guys that so-called collect GI Joe, Real American Hero. They claim they want them. I go to the back, I bring out 30 figures. They look at the prices and then they turn their ass back around and don't buy nothing.
yeah.
So, but you talking about that's once a month. Somebody
Mm,
asking for that. Outside of that, everything is 6 inch.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
six
is
inches,
majority six
six
inch.
inches, man. That's a beautiful line. They did, and they man, that was
Hmm.
a they was thinking on they came, they've been threatening to come out with 6 inch Joes forever.
Right.
one of the first guys I seen did a custom 6 inch. He was doing custom 6 inch Joes with
Right.
that guy Curtis. He was doing them, and he was selling them pretty good actually. He had a whole little line of the 6 inch Joe. He was selling. He was making them out of Marvel Legends. He was selling them pretty good. I actually made snake eyes, 6 inch
Yeah.
snake eyes. I made it back in the days. They were selling pretty good.
Hmm.
It was selling pretty good. I did one of the show and sold it at the show. Matter of fact, it's on.
Right.
It's on. It's documented. It's on. It's on YouTube. I did it.
Yeah.
I did a 6 inch snake eyes at the show that sold. People liked it.
Yeah.
That was before 6 inch even came out. It was like
Right.
it was still 3 and 3/4 Joe's selling like crazy.
Right.
But I did a 6 inch snake eyes, and I did a it works real good if you do your own custom crossover vehicles. Like if I took that Mauler right
Yeah.
and painted it up like a uh what was that? What was the red? What was his name? The red. It's about the tip of the red tank. That's GI Joe. What's his name?
Red tank.
Oh yeah, yeah, the tank.
Um, It's
Yeah,
red.
it's like burgundy red. Yeah, it's a red tank. Anyway,
Oh, you talking about
about
the Crimson Guard tank?
no,
It's,
it's a transformer that's a red tank. So anyway, I'm saying if you take
oh,
a
oh.
transformer and
Hmm.
paint it, I noticed this at a show I was at. If you take a transformer and paint it up a GI Joe vehicle and paint it up like a transformer, put transformer stickers on it, people buy it quick because
Mm,
they would buy those quick. I did a
okay.
couple of vehicles like I did a cup like that that sold. I did a cup like that that sold immediately. Then I made a little driver and I put a transformer signal on the driver, kind of make the
Yeah.
driver look a little bit like Spike is a GI Joe. This is old school. It's documented. You can look
Yeah.
at this stuff, and man, that stuff sold quick. Like people went crazy. I
Mm,
think I did shipwreck and beachcomber, and I used
right.
the AWE striker to make beachcomber.
Well, it was a customer that made a custom Thor, and when Thor kind of got fat and overweight, had a
Mm-hmm.
pot belly. Well, he made a soft goods version of that
Mm-hmm.
with a robe on and pajamas and all that. That joint was so sweet. Now, the owner bought it and we put it on display, and it did sit out on display for maybe 8 to months to maybe it probably might have been out there for a year, but somebody eventually bought it because it was one of them pieces that it was dope, and it's a one-on-one exclusive. So that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. I We wouldn't buy 50 customs from somebody because you see how long it took for it to sell, even though it's visibly a fire ass figure. You
Mm-hmm.
know, yeah, we just not gonna gamble on that. When we got because
Mm-hmm.
another thing is it's a small shop. We hurting for space, so we gonna afford to put things out there that's not gonna sell. That might sell or might not sell or whatever. So yeah,
Well, man, we're gonna have to go and wrap it up. I gotta have to hit this coffee, but man, we had a good show.
yeah,
Any
man, I had a good
shots?
time.
Yo, yeah, definitely. We definitely gonna bring you back. Any anything you want to leave out for the people, man? Let them know what you got jumping next, what you got going.
Uh, well, I'm definitely going into 2026. I'm gonna keep verses going and try to strengthen and unify the GI Joe fan base. That's one of the missions that I'm on there. Actually putting out some of my writing works and
Mm,
getting into starting the figure photography because I collect
man,
based
I
on
know
battle
you about
scenes
it.
in my head. So now, and Lonzo, he been on me about shooting
Yeah.
pictures. So it's time,
Yes,
I
sir.
done, yeah, collecting
Yeah,
all this stuff.
yeah, this is definitely one of them guys. I'm gonna throw him under the bridge on this one live on YouTube. This guy got a devastating collection, man. I'm talking about, and some of this stuff he got is over the top. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that you go, whoa, you got what? And he's got it. He's got it, man. He is definitely. If he started shooting pictures, he would it wouldn't take long for him. It would
Yeah,
not
so we'll
take
go.
long. He's got it. He's got it. He's got some stuff. Uh, seems like I'll put it this way. You know that old saying, if you surround yourself around guys that got a bunch of money, you're gonna end up having a bunch of money. I've surrounded myself around guys that's got a bunch of action figures. And justified, I'm real talk.
Yeah, yeah,
Classified Joes, and I got a bunch of classified Joes with him, Ken and Rob. These guys helped me out a lot. I mean, Ken, Rob, and you y'all. I mean, these three guys I'm saying, they're bigger than me. They're bigger than me as far as the action figures. I mean, he's trust me, he has one. Ken has a good collection too. This guy has and I've been on this case for years about you. I'm gonna make him some. I'm gonna see. He's always talking about room. See this? You can use this. I got some with trees. I use a backdrop on this. This is
right,
look. I've told you this. Now you can see it in size of my hand. You put
yeah,
a backdrop on this. The piece of
yeah.
bruh. Let me show you.
You can do some things.
Man, the people wouldn't even know that you. They be thinking like they'll be saying like wow, and they'll be thinking oh well. I got some of them with peg holes in them. This one don't.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah,
You
I
make
got
some.
some. Yeah, I'll make some with peg
That's
holes.
sweet.
I got one. Hold on, I'm gonna have to stand up on this for guys. Uh, I got some with peg holes. Here's one. It's over there with the peg hole. I'm not. But here's one with the peg hole right here.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, you put a backdrop on this stuff, man. You got
Yeah,
a whole diorama. You don't need no big diorama. You could use this right here.
right.
And I got it in there, so I can't. And it's heavily detailed, as you can tell.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
and
it's like real
yeah,
terrain.
and it's
Yeah,
real terrain. I make these. It's not a commercial, but if anybody needs these, and you just put a little backdrop on these, I promise you, I have several figures on there, cut pictures on there. People think these are huge. That's what I'm using. I've been telling you that. I was like, bro, I gotta send you some of these.
yeah,
That's it. And you put your
yeah,
backdrop on the back. And if I need, I can see the backdrop. Or you can go by the pet store, get you a aquarium back piece put back there. Man, I wish this was one of the ones with the figure. This ain't one of the ones. Why would you gotta show something? It's not the one, but there you go. Like I'm gonna have
yeah,
to bootleg it on you, but there you go. Like
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That's tight.
And that's what listen, this is going. I'm sending you about 40s. They going in your box. I promise you, because this has got to stop, man. This guy's got a hell of a collection, man. All right, I'm out.
All right,
All
man. Had
right,
a good time, man. Holler at me.
all right, all
All
right.
right, man. Later.